Peace and pugilism. Peace and pugilism. Salute the soul. Canelo. Alvarez. Give him his proper due. Gotta give him his proper due. Even the realists keep it true. That's right. Billy Joe did good for himself, though. But not good enough. Not good enough. Peace and pugilism, fight fanatics. This is Myron Magnus of Boxing Logics United. Please subscribe. How y'all doing today? Well, y'all seen a little bit of the quick looks at the pictures of last night's fight between Billy Joe Saunders versus Saul Canelo Alvarez. Salute. Congratulations, Saul Canelo Alvarez. I did the same for Spence. I do the same for you. Now, what you do after this will determine the criticism or praise. That will never change. But I will give respect and props where respect is due. So Canelo Alvarez, with the chest, with the arms pumped, did a very, 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 or should I say, gave a well-placed, with everything he had in it, uppercut to Billy Joe Saunders, which did more damage than it did to Daniel Dubois. This was more serious. Last night watching the fight, I was just like, whoa. What's going on with the UK? Or should I say the Brits and this vitamin D deficiency? How come all you mugs keep breaking your goddamn orbital bone? Okay? And let me get a little bit of comedic value. You motherfuckers need to leave that cloud cold infested motherfucker quickly. Because y'all are vitamin D deficient. Y'all motherfuckers are calcium deficient like a motherfucker. First special K, Daniel Dubois, which this special K injury looked closer to Billy Joe Saunders. Daniel Dubois was just swollen. I think Kell Brook and Billy Joe Saunders, their injury suffered were similar. But not you, motherfucker, Daniel Dubois. But, okay, you can't just put it on white boys. Even the brothers. Get your goddamn orbital bones broke. Okay? Y'all motherfuckers are too far north up in that bitch, and y'all not getting enough fucking sun. I suggest all of you live 6 months at least in motherfucking Spain or something. I'm not bullshitting. Okay? Because I ain't never seen so many orbital bone breaks in my motherfucking life in such a short period of time. I ain't never seen this shit. Okay? I don't know. Okay, look. I know, look. Of all the people in the world, first of all, let me say what's up to my chat. My bad. Okay, of all the people in the world, Myron is the most health conscious motherfucker you ever meet in your life. I am the most health conscious. I hate GMO. I hate steroids. I hate every goddamn thing in fucking food. Y'all have the most cleanest food over there in the UK, in France, and shit like that. I'm jealous of y'all. Y'all got much cleaner and better food. But goddamn it, y'all don't got enough fucking sun. Y'all don't got enough motherfucking sun over there, bitch. Because y'all bones break too goddamn easily. Specifically in the fucking cheek. Y'all cheek bone break too goddamn easily. They don't make no goddamn sense how many fucking broken eye sockets and orbital bones. I ain't never seen this shit ever in my motherfucking life, Slim. I ain't never seen this shit ever in my motherfucking life. Peace and pugilism to the knights of the Britannic. Okay? Toby Bartlett in the place to be before I start cooking again. Don't ask to get on this motherfucker because I got a lot to say tonight. Congratulations to Canelo from across the pond. Him and Billy Joe fought very well. Yes, indeed. In my opinion, Canelo is so powerful. I don't know about that. And skillful. I'm not sure too many people will beat him. Somebody will beat him. Definitely. He's already lost 3 in the ring, only 1 officially. But you know what? He could say he did exactly what Golovkin did. Broke a goddamn eye socket. With this cheekbone. I got the pictures to prove it. I thought Billy Joe Saunders, I was like, damn, he don't got the heart quit on a stool. I waited till today, got closer pictures, looked at it closely, looked at different angles. No. That, it was caved in. It was caved in. Okay? You right there. It was caved in. Okay? And I'm not sure if it's so much the power. Yes. Did the power have to do with it? Yes. It wasn't like no tremendous freaking power, but Canelo put everything in it. And it was catching going down. Billy Joe stooped over in a bad angle, and it did exactly that, what you see right there. You can see where that X is, right underneath the eye. It got pushed in. Okay? Now look at his left cheekbone. Yeah. Now you see it? Look at his left eye, and look at that fucker right there. That bitch was caved in. It was caved in. Okay? And Canelo said, Canelo felt it, which I don't know how, well, he hit him hard enough. I don't know how he really felt that shit, but Canelo felt it. He said he could feel his cheekbone push in. You know what I mean? Which means, goddamn, Those, there wasn't a lot of pad in those gloves, but damn. But yeah, he felt the cheekbone pushed in. And it definitely was right there. From a different angle, boom. You could specifically see, look at his left cheekbone, okay, and look at the right. It was pushed in. Now that, I must say, is dangerous. That is very serious right there. So after holding my, y'all see I didn't go on nobody's live last night. I didn't do anything, but I didn't do nothing. I was going to go live. I pulled back. I had some things that came up. And waking up today, I said, I'm going to look at this thing much, much closer. And yeah, I can, I'm not going to argue with, what's his name? Billy Tibbs. Well, Mark Tibbs, Billy Joe's trainer. I'm not going to argue with this decision of pulling Billy Joe Saunders out of here. And I'm not going to say Billy Joe Saunders quit at all. No, I don't think he quit. I think that is very, very serious. People, look at it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not making an exception for Billy Joe that you can't say that because it stopped. I mean, Kell Brooks was stopped because of it. He didn't get knocked on his ass. It was just, I could see that being tremendously painful and really, really hard because he will have to fight for the rest of the fight with the guards up protecting that. And I could just see Canelo all day, of course. That's his lead eye. He is southpaw. That is his lead eye, which means it's going to be closest to Canelo, the closest within range, which means it's going to take more significant damage. Look at this thing logically and from a health perspective. This was a good call by Billy Joe Saunders' corner. I don't think Billy Joe Saunders quit, but I know, I'm 100% sure he was grimacing in that corner because I'm sure that must hurt. And it's right underneath the cheekbone. I mean, right underneath the socket. And if it's broken, that means, think about it. If that socket is broken, it's caved in. That means there is fragments, okay, underneath the eye that can go down in his cheek, that could do a whole lot of things. Okay, and then it's moving around and it's going to do nothing but be worse and worse and worse. And he looked like he definitely looked like, face would have definitely got deformed. That was definitely something serious. So salute to Canelo Alvarez. Let me put that pose up again. Put the picture up again so you can see Canelo doing his pose. Yeah. Salute to you, champ. Salute to you, champ. All right. I give you respect. Well, respect is always due. You know what I'm saying? I am not the biggest fan, but a true fan of the sport. And since I'm a fan of the sport, I have to give you respect where respect is motherfucking due, Canelo. All right? So congratulations to you and your fucking win. But that eye was no joke. Another angle you can see where it's evidently pushed in. And then you look at that. That was serious. Okay? That was serious. And Billy Joe still took it like a fucking G, to be honest with you. That's how I knew it was, that's how I understand the punch was just as much placement. It was just as much placement and the awkward placement and angle where Canelo hit him at than just actually sheer power, because it didn't even knock Billy Joe on his ass. He was stooped over and Canelo got a free motherfucking wind up to hit him, boom. And it was enough force to knock that cheek in. When I think it's the angle he was in, it pushed that fucker right in. But it wasn't enough velocity. It was enough velocity to do that, but wasn't enough velocity to push Billy Joe back a whole lot and knock him on his ass. That's why I think it was powerful, but Not like what all these fuckers are thinking, like try to make Canelo like fucking Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? No, I'm not going to say that because Billy Joe Saunders, he took it and took just a couple steps back, and here was right up. And Canelo had the opportunity to wail away at him for the rest of the round and couldn't get him out of there with a broken fucking cheekbone. Again. But that was that. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the building, of course. My apologies. Toby Bartlett in the place to be. Michael Buffer. In the place to be. Sean T. In the place to be. Yes, bro. Salute to all the Knights of the Paterican. Absolutely. To TB, Toby Bartlett. I wish Saunders had some power. Yeah, you remember, hey, Saunders tried to sneak and give that motherfucker a elbow. I saw that shit. Y'all saw it too. That motherfucker Canelo was like, motherfucker, you serious? And Saunders tried to get that motherfucker elbow and swing the elbow in there. I saw that shit, Billy Joe Saunders, and that was dirty. I saw that, Billy Joe. We got that left hook in there and try to bring that elbow behind it. I saw this shit, okay? And you were wrong for that shit, bro. You were wrong, but it's one of the oldest tricks. Sean T, he couldn't get Canelo off of him. So burnt out with too much movement. That I don't agree with. That is what I don't agree with. I don't know what fight you guys was watching. Billy Joe Saunders was in front of him half that fight, just like I thought. Billy Joe Saunders, he moved, but he didn't move a whole lot. He didn't move like Sugar Ray Leonard moved versus Hagler. Nowhere near. He circled around. How often did you see his back up against the ropes? That's bullshit. Billy Joe Saunders didn't run. Billy Joe Saunders wasn't gassed. He wasn't gassed out. And the only time I saw bad body language is when the fucking cheek got pushed in. That's the only time. I don't see what people were saying, his body language and everything, when the motherfucker started dropping his hands in the 7th round. The motherfucker's fighting with his hands down in the 7th round. His arms down. Y'all saw him, because I saw him. Now, was Canelo dropping some powerful body blows? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sure Billy Joe felt them. But Billy Joe Saunders gave Canelo a double left hook, a double punch. Canelo, here's a hint. Canelo Alvarez is much like Earl Spence Jr. He don't like receiving what he dish out. Billy Joe Saunders hit Canelo Alvarez with a motherfucker straight when it was in the motherfucking when it was close. Billy Joe Saunders gave that motherfucker straight to the body and it came back up to the fucking head. And Canelo did not like that straight left when it was close to that fucking bread basket. Canelo didn't like that shit. Canelo didn't like that shit at all. And Canelo said, ugh, I saw it. If he was paying attention. That motherfucker, Billy Joe, hit that motherfucker right in the middle. Boom! And then Canelo said, ugh. That nigga, and he hit him up with one at the top. That was a great fight. I had it even, of course. Rounds 1 and 2, Billy Joe Saunders had more, threw more punches than Canelo. He landed more punches than Canelo. Not a lot. It was just a jab, pretty much. Okay? But that's not enough. That's not enough to beat the champion. And that is not enough to beat the champion. So I had to give those to Canelo. They were swing. People you could say off of thrown punches thrown, punches landed, even though there was one much very significant or power. There was just a jab that Billy Joe technically won rounds 1 and 2. But that's not enough to beat the champion. And I'm going to explain why. It's one of the most oldest rules in boxing and unspoken rules. But those rounds with Canelo 1 and 2 for me. I gave Billy Joe round 3, Canelo round 4, Billy Joe round 5, 6, and 7, Canelo round 8. Now you can switch 4 or 5 because I got to watch the fight again to see if I mix those two up. But Billy Joe definitely won round 6 and 7, and Canelo, of course, round 8. And yeah, but it was 4-4, 4 rounds to 4. I had it even. Chris Mannix had Billy Joe ahead by 2 rounds. So those 1 and 2, those rounds where Canelo didn't throw much, and Billy Joe was throwing a jab, popping it out there, rounds 1 and 2. You could say Chris Mannix gave Billy Joe those 2 rounds instead of Canelo. But Chris Mannix, of all people, had Billy Joe up by 2 rounds. Keep that in mind. And other people. Your boy, of course, a fellow Brit, the lightweight champ, Josh, had him up, and a couple other people when I watched it. Michael Buffer, that the difference was the power. I had Billy winning, though, until that. Yeah, me too. Michael Buffer, boxing source, piece of pugilism. Checking in real quick. Good, because I'm not going to be on too long. This is just a quick blast. I know you're about to go on live. My man, Boxing Source, in the place to be. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the Boxing Source. To be brought it. 7 Brits have tried. 7 have not done so well. Yes. But Billy Joe was doing well. Billy Joe just took a hell of a punch from a bad angle, okay, and had bad consequences because of it. But Billy Joe was doing well, just like I expected. Just like most people expected this, and that's why congratulations to Canelo. But Canelo got to fight some. No disrespect to Britt. Canelo need to fight some powerful Americans. Then we really see what Canelo got. And the real talk, the top 3 on my list who Canelo should fight, that I believe have the power to make Canelo respect them, is Charlo, Andrade, Benavidez. Canelo needs to fight Andrade, Charlo, and Benavidez. Those are 3 I think Canelo will not be so quick to stalk, to walk down, and that's why he is not fighting them. I don't think it's just because they're boxing ability. It's because they also are powerful. They can punch. Keep that in mind. Canelo's been fighting a lot of pillow-fisted guys lately. Ronald Finkley. I hit the like button. My Magnus Boxing Live. Ronald Finkley, piece of pugilism. You know it. Lock dog in a place to be. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Michael Buffer, leave us alone. I'm a trying. You know what I'm saying? Edward Stevens, in a place to be. You have to talk to Almighty God about the weather. I know. J Blues Radio, what's good? UK got to start importing Mexican beef. Maybe. You know what I mean? Y'all better get some more motherfucking tan machines up in that bitch or something. Okay? Y'all got to do it. Okay? I don't know what it is. A possible glove gate here. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, off my comics I just made? Maybe possibly. I don't know. But no. I mean, yeah, because Canelo said he could feel his face. Canelo said he could feel his face cave in. I'm like, God damn, for real? You know, through the gloves and the hand wraps, and you can see Billy Joe Saunders' cheekbone does not protrude out a whole lot, and it was just pushed in a little bit, so he could feel that shit. Like, damn. Yeah, he came back and won it. So all props go to motherfucker I fucking saw that too. What you mean, Sean? What you mean, Sean? The right hook set up that shot that did it. Yeah. Yeah, Saunders' power was never a threat to Canelo. I 300% agree. Oh, he say he moved. Okay. No. All right, my apologies. I won't say he ran, but yeah, he moved. I don't think he was tired. Billy Joe Saunders looked like he was in the best condition I've ever seen him in his life. He really was. Mind you, he went up from 160 to 168, and his body looked better at 168 than it did ever at 160. He looked more toned at 168 than he's ever looked at 160, and he went up 8 pounds. So Billy Joe Saunders was in great condition and put in great work. So I'm not going to blame it on fatigue because I don't believe he was fatigued at all. Even after that round was over, the 8th round, and you watch Billy Joe walk to his ring, to his corner, his body language, he didn't look tired. He didn't look, He just walked straight to the motherfucking corner regularly. His face was probably hurting like hell, but his body, you know what I mean? He did not look fatigued. He looked in great condition. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't fatigued. Banks in a place to be. What's going on, champ? Who the hell is Saunders? Yeah. Well, he wasn't until 4 years ago, 3 years ago is when I found out who Billy Joe Saunders was. When I started following, seeing who is who in the boxing world, doing my videos, and then that's when I started to find out who Billy Joe Saunders was and who he was. Andre didn't look like a world beater in his last fight. I'm sure after a 15-month layoff, Andre was not in the best condition for that fight. But he did drop his ass with a straight motherfucking left. Keep in mind, Andre is bigger than Saunders, longer than Saunders, and stronger and more powerful than Saunders. And a southpaw like Saunders. Where the advantage is that, for one, Boo Boo don't have to get inside with Canelo Alvarez. Boo Boo Andre has Canelo reach is 70 inches. Andrade is 74. Andrade is bona fide 6'1", 6 foot 6'1". With the extra, so he has a significant reach advantage where he can hit Canelo from long range bomb, but Canelo won't be able to hit him back. He has another inch or two that Saunders didn't have extra, and he's definitely more stronger. I mean, he dropped his last fight with a straight left. Y'all saw that shit. Made the motherfucker do a cartwheel. And I love the way Saunders talked shit in the post-fight press conference. Loved it. Yes. Loved it. Doesn't Texas allow double hand wraps? I think it was Amir Khan said about it after his KO. Well, maybe. I'm not sure, Toby. And if so, thank you for putting me on the game, Toby. That's what you're here for, sir. Making 168 can happen in a blink if Canelo wants to fight a real threat to his record. Making 168 can happen in a blink. Yeah. For Andre, yes. And mind you, Andre's probably sucking down to get to 160. Let's all understand that. Andrade, however they pronounce it, Boo Boo, is bigger than Saunders. Longer. And we all know Billy Joe can hit. Billy Joe knocked Andre drops every opponent Andre has dropped every opponent that's came before him. Right? He may not knock him out, but Andre dropped everybody that comes in that ring before him. We've all saw that. But yeah. But salute to Canelo Alvarez. You did your job, son. You did a good job, son. You did your job. Okay? And it's what we expect. Now go down the road. You want to get I don't want to see the Caleb Plant fight, honestly. Well, I do. Let's get your unification. Let's see Caleb Plant. Let's see Andre. Let's see Charlo. Okay? Which I think Andre and Charlo will be tougher. It's a bigger threat to giving him another L than Benavidez. Because Benavidez, again, he's not defensively responsible as the other two. He's not defensively responsible. But he's big as shit too. At 6'1", 6'2". Okay? He's big as hell. Okay? These are the three guys. One of these three men will beat him. Perhaps. But again, so that it's all clear, I do believe Billy Joe Saunders being pulled out of this fight was a good decision. And there's the evidence. Look at the left cheekbone and look at the right. Okay? Good job to you, Billy Joe. You did the best that you could. Okay? Good job to you. Sometimes everything just don't go our way, buddy. But you made a good showing of yourself. You made a good showing of yourself. But back to, before I go off in 5 minutes, Brit, UK. I don't know what you guys need to do, but you have to fix this orbital bone issue. Real talk. I think Canelo should have been disqualified. Billy got robbed. What you talking about, Lock Dog? Why do you say that? What do you explain yourself? I think Canelo should have been disqualified for excessive usage of uppercuts. Uppercuts that he was missing like shit. You know what I'm saying? And let's not keep it real. Canelo missed a lot. It was times in this fight where Billy Joe, I thought he was gonna do the same shit he did to Lemieux. Like, what was you swinging at? Because Canelo was throwing so hard. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing so hard. He was trying to get his ass out of there. And I know y'all can notice how hard Canelo was trying to. I mean, everything he was loading up. Everything. Every goddamn punch. This motherfucker loaded up. Saunders went down, came up like, did all that shit on him. Canelo was loading the fuck up on every fucking punch. Like shit. So, UK. I don't know if y'all got to speak to NASA. Okay. I don't know if y'all need to speak to particular universities around the globe. You know what I mean? And try to tweak the HARP program. HARP. Y'all know what that is? The HARP program. I don't know if y'all need to tweak the HARP program or something around this motherfucker. Lost one in a place to be. Yeah, I know, Stevens. I know you being facetious. But y'all need to get some more sun over that motherfucking UK. Y'all must get more sun. I don't know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to get your ass in South Africa or something with your Dutch buddies down there, the Afrikaans. Y'all need to get in Spain. I know Billy Joe spent a lot of time in Spain when he was training. He need to stay in that motherfucker 6 months out of the year. He need to build up that vitamin D and them calcium minerals. And I suggest that for all you UK fighters. You know what I'm saying? Real. Because y'all bones will seem a little too frail, especially around that goddamn eye. I know lost one. Anyone can break cheekbone against Canelo and Golovkin. If you say so. I know they ain't break nobody else's cheekbone besides motherfuckers from Brit. The only motherfuckers getting their cheekbones breaking around this motherfucker are British. Like that. Come on, man. I love y'all. I'm just telling y'all from the heart. Get the fuck out of the UK, man. As much as you fucking possibly can. I'm talking about specifically the fighters. The people you ain't fighting like that to get your goddamn face bashed in. Okay? You might get, you know what I mean? Over there in the UK. Because y'all definitely stick a motherfucker. But everybody ain't getting their fucking cheekbone in a boxing ring. The fighters, the UK fighters, need to train in Vegas or something. Get their ass down there in Florida. Get their ass down there in Texas somewhere. And y'all need to spend a significant amount of time starting at as young as you possibly can. Okay? And y'all think I'm being facetious? I mean, you think Lock Dog's being facetious, Sean T? I'm not being facetious when I'm saying this. I'm not being facetious. Yeah, the body shots was thudding all night. They supposed to be. Canelo Alvarez ain't doing nothing that no other fighter ain't doing. Canelo Alvarez was doing what he was putting. I know what he does. He loads up everything in all his punches. He puts everything in them. That's why everybody said, damn, it sounds so loud. He put everything into him. Everything. At the end of the night, Billy Joe didn't go down. His face went in, but he didn't go down. But I'm not being facetious about this. I'm really not. Because something, because it's a geographical thing, y'all. And with all jokes aside, it's simply a geographical thing. Okay? And the animate objects in nature that exist within the regions of the world. Some have more bone density, that receive more natural vitamin D, and those that receive less vitamin D have less bone density and dexterity. Bone density and bone dexterity. Now that I use those two words, hopefully I know what I'm talking about. I definitely know what I'm talking about. For somebody who played football to somebody who was on a swim team at the same time. But on a swim team as an adolescent and played football as a teenager. And who boxed, or should I say who boxed as an adolescent. And was on a swim team around that time. And I understand how, due to the more muscle fiber, more muscle density, the natural bone density I already had, because it's in my family, of course, genetics, and then the natural muscle density I developed from sports like boxing, football, or whatever, that put on more bulky muscle on you, how it's a hindrance and what's the word I'm looking for? It's it makes me less buoyant. I'm less buoyant than somebody who have lower bone density, of course, and lower muscle fiber. Okay, so it worked against me in the swimming pool. I couldn't float. I could swim back. I was awesome, fast, pretty fast freestyle, breaststroke in the meets, but in the backstroke in the swim meets, I wasn't. I swallowed too much water. I had my chest muscles were too developed, because y'all know I can make them bitches pop. My chest muscles was just too developed. And that's for so many fucking push-ups that my uncles had me doing from 5 years old. So many, my back and chest muscles, back muscles, shoulder, chest muscles worked against me, okay, was my enemy in the swimming pool. Because muscle weighs more than fat. So I was like a rock. I sunk trying to do the backstroke in my meets. So eventually I had to get pulled from the back. I didn't compete in the backstroke because I couldn't. It was hard for me to, of course, thread over the water without swallowing so much water, which of course, the water in your nose, you get the brain, and I wasn't fast because I was fighting too much to surf the top of the water during my backstroke. And that's due to the extensive chest and back shoulder muscles, all that muscle density from doing too much push-ups, stuff that put on bulky muscle, okay? Which is good for me in track. I'm like a locomotive. It's just in boxing is but that's also from the region. I lived in the sun. I love the sun. Yeah, we was outdoor people. You know what I'm saying? And we get much warmer, longer periods of warm weather over months in duration than you get in the UK, people. And we get a lot more sun over here. And again, of course, me, somebody who lived in lived in Germany, okay, in high school. For over a year, it was gray as a motherfucker in Germany. It was gray as hell. Not a lot of sun at all. And that was the biggest thing living over there with my uncle, okay, my junior year of high school, that I noticed, like, where do the sun come out in this motherfucker? And that was from the end of the summer. I spent the entire summer there. The entire summer, all the way around, came around to another summer. Not much sun. When I went to Holland, not much sun. When I was in Belgium, not a lot of sun. When I visit UK the first time, not a lot of sun. So again, not to drag this out, it's a regional thing, okay? It's not your fault. But that's why you guys are some of the fastest swimmers in the world, okay? You are the fastest swimmers in the world. Why? Because of your lower bone density than I have. And you can put that as make that as that's a physiological thing. Okay? So to counter that, if you're going to be a fighter, you need to get out here in the sun. We need to see y'all got to be tanned up. You know what I mean? You got to get it. You got to get in there. You know what I mean? Got to put on, I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious. You got to put on the block. You got to put on the block. You know, the skin block, whatever. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Because I've seen some UK people, a couple of girls from the UK come over in Florida when I lived in South Florida. And they got burned the fuck out. Shit was nasty. They got their ass, the sun tore their ass up. So put on the block, whatever you got to do. Real talk. And I'm not being funny, I'm being honest. Put on the block, whatever, but get around this motherfucker and get around this, get the youngins around here younger, and be around here. And I think it'll benefit you. It'll save some of these problems. You know what I'm saying? One-Eye Joe, Billy One-Eye Joe. You ain't shit, James Bell. James Bell, peace in a place to be. I'm not made for the sun. I mean, yes, you are. I mean, you are made. We all are made for the sun, lost one. It's just that you can overdose faster. You can overdose where I might not overdose. And overdose is what? Melanoma. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're not made for it. It's just that it's just a difference of physiology. And this is where I get serious, you know, man, we just break down the scientific, the physiology. You can absorb it much. You're going to absorb more ultraviolet A and more ultraviolet B rays than I am in a shorter amount of time. That is the issue. You are absorbing because you know that because if you lack the melanin, it's just what it is. You have much less melanin, which means you have much less natural sunblock. So you're absorbing more ultraviolet A and B rays, particularly the A rays, faster than I am absorbing them, because I'm got more. It takes more to penetrate my skin because of the melanin. So it's not being fun. It's not making fun. What is a con for you, for me? What is a pro for me to the sun, though, is a pro for you in the water, because you're more buoyant than me. And much as I love swimming, and I was a fast swimmer, like I said, I had to watch my weight. I was lean, but still, I was more bulk muscular than the other swimmers. All of them was like quite defined tone. I was a little bit more bulkier, and I had to pay for it, and therefore I wasn't the fastest in all the meets. I never came in first place. Never won in first place. Much as great as my technique was and everything, and all the coaches used to say Myra has the best technique. He just has too much fucking muscle density and the bone density. Because I have thick bones. I've never broken a bone in my life. As physical as, which is, I can't believe. I mean, damn. Yeah, I've never broken a bone, and it's many cases where I'm shocked I didn't break a bone, but I've never broken a bone with as physical life as I had. As physical life, get smacked in the head with a fucking cast iron skillet before. They ain't break no bone. Real talk. Got smacked in the head with a cast iron skillet. It didn't break nothing. I might not be all up there. The elevator might not go all the way to the top no more. So it wasn't no structural damage, but it was some internal shit, right? But I've never broken a fucking bone in my life. Through football, through aqua falls on my neck, you know what I mean? I've never broken a bone. So, you know, but I can swim my fucking ass off. But I'm just not the fastest. So, but I got second place quite a few times. And but I just couldn't get that number one. And the coaches, we all admitted, it was like, bro, you're just bulky. And when we realized it, it was like, and when I couldn't do the backstroke, and they looked at it, it's like, yo, you too top heavy. Your chest is too heavy, you know, and that's what it was. But that's all, man. That's all. But so I don't think Billy Joe Saunders quit, but just a word of advice to the BK fighters, because I like them. I like the way y'all fight. And but you got to get, you know, certain particular things in sports is better than other sports. You know what I mean? Just like y'all, and you could it's you could even take it to the point um, in gymnastics, which I was a gymnast. You know what I'm saying? Too. So, and I could spring, but you know how you see some motherfuckers can jump and seem like they could be up there longer before they come down. You know what I mean? When I come up, I will come down heavy. When I jumped up, I will come down heavy. You know what I mean? Too. You can hear it, boom, like god damn. You know what I mean? It was just, the bone. Also being flat footed, but it's just what it was. But UK, yeah. Y'all gotta get some sun, bro. That's all. It's just a region. It's nothing negative or positive about it. It's just the wonderful variety of beings, mankind, in the earth, and that's how the universe and God made us different and created us to be different. You know what I mean? To be different. I could dominate. Blacks can dominate track and field because of the kinetic and potential flow, the potential and kinetic flow. Kinetic energy we can fucking generate because of the bone density can create more thrust and run and push us forward faster. You know what I mean? And in the water, you fuckers are way more buoyant, so you're not fighting as much being by gravity in the water pulling you down, which is allow you to surf the top faster because of what makes us powerful in track makes us weak in the water in swimming. And it's vice versa for you guys. What makes you the fastest swimmers in the world makes you less fast outside the water. It's just that simple. What makes you less unable to jump as high. You know what I mean? On a basketball court. It's just that simple. Let the ram, boom. You may make you break easily. And you can go to the NFL and look at the statistics and per capita of how African American, how much the per capita, how often frequency of bone breaks between, say, the white football players and the black football players. It's just science, bro. Two hands in a place to be. What's up, two? You know what I mean? Talk about the fight. And that's just what it is, man. And but it helps y'all in gymnastics. It doesn't help us much in gymnastics. We can jump up and go high, but we ain't like, we can generate a lot of power. I take that back. In gymnastics, we can generate a lot of goddamn power in gymnastics. So gymnastics may be a little bit even. I didn't find a better example. But yeah, I get what I'm saying. But yeah. So the UK, yeah, y'all need to get that vitamin D, bro. Y'all need to come over here, get your younger fighters over here, and fuck that gym. Y'all need to definitely train your hardest. I would say probably train your hardest in the summer. Train in the warmer, go down south, start training south of in Europe to Asia, train southern Europe, train in southern Europe more. You know what I mean? Greece, Spain, wherever. That's what y'all gotta be doing. Y'all training young, and get it in. That's all. And I say this from just, perspective. But yeah, Billy Joe Saunders, after we see again his face caved the fuck in by Canelo, that wasn't a game. And like I said again, I would have pulled him out too. Look at the left cheekbone, all the way to the far end, and look at that. That wasn't a joke. That's serious. So after again today, looking at it from closer review, I was like, nah, that was a good. When I saw closer, of course, that picture, I expanded that picture and made it bigger so you could see it closer. You see that fucking X? It looked like an 8-ball right underneath his eye. Yeah, that wasn't a game, bro. You got blood vessels and veins and all of that shit, and then there's a fractured bone there too, with fragments. just crickling all down his fucking cheek inside. No, stop that shit. And let's give props and salute to Canelo Alvarez. I give him his props and salute. You know what I'm saying? Cannot hate on that shit. All right? He did his motherfucking do. He added a great... He got his he got his shit pushed in. Yeah, from training day. He got his shit pushed in. You goddamn right he did. Man, Toby Bartlett, 2 hands. Oh, boy. Robert Navarro in the place to be. Man, y'all a great crowd. James Bell. Me neither. Yeah, he never got a broken bone. Yeah, me neither, man. It's just, you know, it's just what it is. And but the UK, yeah. Y'all got to import that Mexican beef, bring in some American cows. And that's the point I was going to make earlier that I almost got sidetracked from. Yeah, I need to go ahead and bring some of our steroid cows over that bitch and start eating. You need that Mexican beef. You need this good American beef over that motherfucker. Okay? You need this American beef over there in the UK. Y'all got the healthiest food in the world over there in Europe. Y'all ain't like us. You know what I'm saying? I did hear the French, a news article a long time ago that the French passed a law able to put horse meat. French was putting horse meat in the freaking grocery stores in France. Now that's goddamn. Now that's some powerful shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all might need some fatty asses up in that motherfucker. You need this American beef. You see, it needs super. Hey, y'all breaking orbital bones like a motherfucker over there. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's a problem that you could fix. It's not just, but it's just gonna be over time. But that was unfortunate. But that's all. That's an hour in, brothers. You know what I mean? And he said, yes, finally. Salute to all the bros, blessings and blessings. Motherfucker, 2 hands in a place to be. And that's what it is. Salute to Canelo Alvarez. Well, good job to Billy Joe. Unfortunate you got hit from a good punch. Strong punch from an awkward position. Because I don't think that would have happened from no other angle from where it did. I don't believe that would have happened from angle. Canelo hit it. And it was just bad luck, bro. It was bad luck. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm damn fool. I'm dead serious. I've been saying this shit the whole live. They need some sun over that bitch. And I explain why. They need to train more than their fighters got to train more in Southern Europe. I explain why. Southeastern, Spain, really down there, Portugal, where it's warmer, more sun. Y'all got to get out in that bitch. And get some more meat in that bitch and just build up the calcium and the vitamin D wherever you can for your bone density and bone dexterity. You Barry Hearn in the place to be. You say probably retired now. That was very serious. I mean, how would they pull that motherfucker back out again? When it's pushed in like that, how do you pull that out? That brings up a question. Do you just put a big suction cup on a motherfucker eye and shit and like and pull that shit back out to its original form? Like, how do you pull that bitch back out of your face? How do you pull your fucking face back out? Yeah, it won't, bro. That was just so fucking unfortunate. You could look at it from this angle, okay? Look at it. Look at the left. Look at the cheek. You can see on the left cheek the little knot right there, and look at the right. It's pushed in. That's not a joke, bro. And credit to Billy Joe Saunders, he never got dazed in the fight. He was never hurt in a fight or anything. He just took a bad a bomb from Canelo in the wrong spot. With a spot that had a high vitamin D deficient area of the bone and pushed that shit in. A couple more big punches could have been, he could have popped his fucking eyeball out. He would, if he hit that motherfucker, that bitch could, that fucking eyeball would have went right out his fucking eye. That is not a game. When I saw it, when I could see it when it was in the ring while the fight was still going on, and I say, damn, it got dark around that area. It was just dark, really fucking fast. And that bitch was pushed in. Couple more big punches, yeah. They removed Kell Brook broken bones and put a metal plate or sane shape. Oh yeah? God damn. This motherfucker gonna be Cyclops coming back then, huh, Sean T? Titanium plate, they go in from the inside. They go in from inside the mouth if it's like Kell Brook. Yeah. Yeah, that was like, I think it was worse. His shit is worse than Kell Brook's, in my opinion. It was worse than Kell Brook's. He just got his arse whooped. Okay. Yeah, four out of the 8 rounds, he got his arse whooped and took a bad punch. But damn. And I got high cheekbones. So I know that. And I got hit on them a lot. Them motherfuckers are hard though. I can only imagine getting that motherfucking pushed in. Shit. Get well, Billy Joe. If it's the end of your career, well, you went out looking good. If it was the end of your career, salute to you. You went 30-1, 2-time champion. You fought a great fight versus Canelo Alvarez until, of course, the injury and the stoppage. So I wish you the best, bro. Okay? Best of fortune to you and your family, wherever it is. You know what I mean? You was very entertaining. So it depends on I don't know what you do. I wish you the best. And health-wise, career-wise, if you choose to come back and everything. Salute to you. But I'm going to go ahead, have to show that picture because it's the defining moment, one of the defining moments of Canelo Soul Alvarez career. And no hater here. I just call it how I see it. And he won this. Hey, it is what it is. He won it. You know what I'm saying? A very, very even fight. He landed a devastating blow where our man had to retire. And that's was all she wrote, folks. That was all she motherfucking wrote. Okay? And this is Myra Magnus, Boxologics United. He went bad, talked all that nonsense and didn't back it up. No. Well, he did back it up. Billy Joe Saunders won round 5, 6, and 7 before the 8th, where the damage was done, and he lost. He couldn't retire. That's what happened. I had the fight even, 4-4. There's a lot of people had Chris Mannix amongst one had Billy Joe ahead 5-3 rounds, and a lot of people had Billy Joe winning the fight. Josh Taylor. Okay, American fighters too, and analysts and pundits. It was a good fight. So it was just unfortunate, injury in the biggest fight of his career. Last night, I was ready to dig in Billy Joe's ass. Again, that was last night. I slept on it, woke up, started looking at pics. It was like, I'm glad I didn't do what I was going to do or say what I was going to say last night, because I would have been 100% wrong. I'm just keeping it 100% real. If I looked at that shit and really looked at it, because last night, looking at the fight, you couldn't see it from the angles and close up, because shit, they're moving for one and the camera's going. When you take the pictures and look at it, I'm like, whoa, okay. That's serious. I try and, y'all know me. But hey, you say you're glad I don't get sucked into the bias, but hey, there's pros and cons to that too. which I know better than everybody. Brother Myron, Billy Joe has nothing to be ashamed of. No, I don't. Not at all, Kenny Brooks. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? He had won the last 3 rounds before the 8th. Billy Joe said some bad shit about DDD eye injury. So I wonder what his views are now. This shit is a lot different. Look, his shit was a lot worse than what's his nickname? Daniel Pregnant Eye Dubois. His shit was a lot different than Daniel Pregnant Eye Dubois. Daniel Pregnant Eye Dubois sat his ass down from a fucking jab, okay? Not no vicious ass, uppercut that, didn't even, an uppercut, mind you, and this is another analyzation. Hey, to everybody, burn his ass up if you want. From my perspective, mind you, this is the thing about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez hit Billy Joe where Canelo Alvarez was fortunate to hit Billy Joe right there at the point where his swing is at its highermost power packed. When he started coming up, he's losing power, Canelo. Okay? Where Canelo was able to hit Billy Joe. I can get that shit. But Canelo was able to hit Billy Joe. Okay? Me and Canelo kind of similar. He hit that motherfucker. Boom! Right there. That motherfucker landed. Boom! Right here. Now, that fucker, people, where he hit that motherfucker, boom! He's at the thrust of his power right there. I realized that from Canelo. He's at the thrust of his power, and he leaned in that bitch. His mouth was, he gave that motherfucker, he put the Thor in that bitch. He put the mother of Thor in that motherfucking punch. Like he was doing in all those punches last night. He put the mother of fucking Thor. And he hit that motherfucker with that right, and he he caught him right there. And where he caught that motherfucker, boom, it was all of it. Now, if he was able to come up, he would have lost it. See, Canelo, I honestly believe Canelo has more power, better. Canelo, and he should know this because he's a professional. Canelo powers, I would say, in mid-range of his swing, not his full swing, as far as Canelo's build. Would seem to be similar to mine up top. And that's where my power is. So my punch strokes are, I don't wind up for a lot of my punches. My my uncles told me how my body was built, my power. My short, I have short power punches. I don't need if I wind up too much, I'm losing. It's overkill and it's less power. My shit has always been choppy, choppy. I don't have to wind up and shit and all that. Nah, because my shit is compact. I just choppy, choppy, choppy. I'm gonna cave your fucking eyeball in too. If you gave me some shit, short shit like that. You know what I mean? All day at this 190 frame. Canelo hit that motherfucker with Thor. Boom! And that motherfucker, he caught all that shit. And yo, that was right there in the range of where Canelo, most of his power was. And it was fortunate for him. It was just plain fortunate for him. It was fortunate for him. Billy Joe caught the punch at the. Billy Joe he bent down at the worst place, at the worst time, where Canelo is at where his punch swing is at its peak power. And that is also at the worst angle too. He caught that bitch at the worst angle, and where Canelo is at its peak, the peak of a power in his swing, in his punching swing, at the peak power. And he pushed his shit in. Same 5'3" Canelo. Well, who says same 5'3"? Oh, okay. You know what I mean? I had it 4-4. Well, and that was the other point I was about to bring up. That. Thank you for reminding me of that. Oh, see your uncle's back again. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I was with my Uncle Terry yesterday. I'm hanging out with him yesterday. So, this is one of the oldest. This is one of the most known rules, unspoken rules, or just like known things in boxing is that, to really beat the champion, to take the champion's belt, you really have to beat them. You know what I mean? You have to beat them up. To beat the champion, you have to beat the champion fucking up. We always know that as a bit. You have to take it from the champion. You know what I'm saying? And it does not necessarily mean knock him out, but definitively dominate him. Dominate him in order to get the victory from the champion. It seemed like that's not the case. It seemed like that is true for Canelo Alvarez. And that's what we always say, in order to beat Canelo, you got to knock him out. Well, that was the case. That was the old rule back in boxing's heyday. In order to beat the champion, you had to beat the champion, or you wasn't taking their belt. You feel me? You had to crush the champion. You had to let it all out in there. You know what I mean? Ain't no winning just 7 rounds to 5 or nothing like that. Unless those was very impactful 7 rounds where you dropped the champion a few times in those 7 rounds that you got over the 5 rounds that he won. I mean, you had to put him down. You know what I'm saying? That rule seems to be in play for Canelo, but not in play for everybody else. And that's what I noticed. That rule is in play for Canelo whenever he fights people, but it's not in play for everybody else all the time. And that's what I do notice about that, and which is not, fair. But yeah, he caught that motherfucker, boom. And that was all she wrote. Yeah, my uncles will be back for sure. You got that right. James Bell, what you talking about? So you think Boo Boo is going to get his shot at Canelo Alvarez? I don't think I mean, he should. It'll be a defining moment. But Canelo Alvarez will probably make him wait, starve him out. If Boo Boo Andre is not active or whatever, Canelo or such and such. But him and Charlo around 160, 168 are his biggest threats. Those are his biggest two threats. And he knows that. Why? Because they both have power. Canelo will have to fear them. Canelo will have to fear their power, especially Charlo's. Charlo, probably especially Boo Boo. And Boo Boo's southpaw, his range, and how long he is. Canelo will fear those two because they got pop. They got pop. Where Billy Joe Saunders had no pop, really. Not enough to make Canelo fear him and not come forward. Those two got the firepower to make him think twice on how hard he engaged and how much he comes forward against them and how fast. That I am certain of. And that is one of the reasons he won't, he ain't jumping to those fights as fast. One of the reasons probably why he left 160 and got franchise belt. But, oh well. But Charlo probably wasn't ready then. The longer he waits, the thing is about the Charlo thing, Canelo versus Charlo. And I don't think this is the case for Andre, though, but similar. The longer he waits to fight Charlo, the more dangerous Charlo will be in fighting him. Mark that. If Canelo Alvarez if he was smart, his team was smart, he would have fought Charlo already. Because I don't see Charlo beating Canelo. Well, maybe. I don't know. Because he looked damn good against Sergey Derevyanchenko. But, like I was saying, I give him lesser chance of beating Charlo at 160 a year or two ago. Or should I say I give Charlo a lesser chance of beating him 1 or 2 years ago. And a greater chance at beating him if Canelo prolongs at fighting him. If Canelo prolongs at fighting Charlo, Charlo is just going to get better and stronger. And that's going to be dangerous for Canelo. If Canelo team is smart, I would get Charlo out the way right now. Real talk. I get Charlo out the way right now. If the longer they wait in fighting Charlo, because he's shown I've seen a tremendous amount of improvement in Charlo from the Korobov fight, which I thought he lost, to the Sergey Derevyanchenko fight. I saw a tremendous amount of improvement in Charlo skill-wise, from Korobov to Derevyanchenko. Canelo is making a mistake by not fighting Charlo as soon as possible. And I think he made a mistake of not fighting Charlo sooner, or already now getting him out the way. Right now, Charlo's more dangerous. A year from now, Charlo is more dangerous because he's getting better. In a year from there, Canelo, he might take an L. He can get beat up, possibly. Because Charlo's big. And you know what? Jermell Charlo Jermell Charlo is probably motivating Jamal Charlo more. Jermell Charlo is motivating Jamal Charlo more. When Jermell Charlo came out and said Canelo's pound for pound, heads above everybody, the greatest fighter, I think Jermell Charlo, little Chucky Charlo, is getting under Big Brother skin when he says that shit. Meech, I think, real talk, I don't think Big Brother like hearing this, bro. Oh, Canelo's heads, heels above everybody, pound for pound in the world. I don't think Big Jamal like hearing that shit. And I think Jamel knows his brother doing it purpose, like, yeah. And that's going to motivate. Meech, who you talking about, two hands? Daniel Jacob, brother Mariah. Yeah, I think Demetrius Andre, the southpaw stance, the reach, and he got the pop to make Canelo respect him. Far as what I can see, they have to fight. You know what I'm saying? But I know one thing: Demetrius Andre fighting the guys that he's fighting isn't helping him. But he got a good trainer and all that. But you know, his father's in his corner, so his father is going to have him right. You know what I mean? That's a father-son combo too. So those are hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think Canelo is trying to run and get in there with Andre. Playing got skills, but not the pop. Yeah, but he's longer and have a lot more reach. He could fight more sniper than all the rest of them. You know what I mean? He may move, but he got a silly reach advantage. He got more pop than Billy Joe, though. He got more pop than Billy Joe, and he's longer and more athletic than Billy Joe. Well, but yeah, you know what I mean? So, but he's less. Then it's the experience factor. See, I don't think he has the experience factor, and that's where Canelo is going to, goes above him tremendously. And that's where these guys are lacking. And Canelo has a wealth of it because he started so young and got these fights so early to build his confidence mentally at a point whereas he actually believes part of the hype. You know what I'm saying? He actually believes it. He's believing it. And that could be bad. That could be bad, but it also could be good. Because confidence can take you a long way. You know what I'm saying? And he uses a lot of these soft touches we've been seeing. He's using these things to get better. Before he gets in there with somebody like, before he got in there with Billy Joe, he was working on this stuff. He's working on certain things before he gets in there with Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Because he tired of having a sucker for a brother. Meech beats Canelo Andre. Who you mean by Meech? Meech. Who you talking about, Meech? Canelo versus Better Biev? Yeah, he trying to fight Better Biev when he's old. Power is real. Liam Williams was a good one. Yeah, with all the shit he went in. You know what I mean? Oh, Andre, Boo Boo. Yeah. Yeah. Boo Boo is very dangerous. See, the thing is, he gonna try to fight. So it's exact opposite. The situation for Andre and Charlo is opposite for where Canelo will beat him. Canelo will fight Charlo now before he will fight Andre right now. You know why? Because I think Andre have the confidence and the physicality to beat him if they was to fight now. And the mind. Charlo, though, Andre, that is. Charlo, though, if If Canelo and Charlo fight now, I think Canelo win. Maybe. It's closer, tight. But if Canelo fight Charlo down the road, that swings more into Charlo's favor. Because Charlo's just going to be getting better and stronger. And they got that Texas brisket down that bitch too. You know what I'm saying? Got that Texas brisket. So fighting Andre is way more dangerous fighting him now than fighting him 2 years from now. It's way more dangerous fighting Andre now. Fighting Andre 2 years from now is safer for Canelo. But fighting Charlo right now is safer for Canelo. Fighting Charlo 2 years from now is more dangerous for Canelo. Y'all understand what I'm saying? By where the two fighters are mentally, physically, and skill-wise in their career. Fighting Charlo down the road is dangerous for Canelo. He should fight him as soon as fucking possible. Fighting Andre right now is dangerous for Canelo. He should prolong that fight as long as he fucking can. Canelo like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna make your motherfucking ass wait 3 years. You're gonna be, because how old is Andre? Andre is 34, right? How old is Andre? And Charlo's what, 32? How old is Andre? So when you think about Floyd and Jake fight, yeah, the dog, and yeah, the dog is definitely him. That's why Canelo don't want to fight him. Because he's going to come in and try to knock Canelo out. Andre is going to try to knock Canelo out. That's for sure. That's why Canelo don't want to fight that motherfucker right now. Andre will come in there and try to drop his ass. 33, Andre is 33. See? And well, Charlo's closer to the same age, right? Well, Charlo's like 32. But Andre's been fighting longer. Andre's been in the game longer. With all the contract issues in his career and everything. Put the name by the age. Hands. Andre's 33. Yeah, see, that's a 35. Just like a thought. But man. Salute to Canelo Alvarez. Charlo's 30. Why? Because I won't get them mixed up. See? Just like yeah. So my logic makes sense. As far as even by age. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He ain't gonna fight Charlo now. He ain't gonna fight. If he fights, he ain't gonna fight Andre now. He gonna make Andre wait. And he's smart if he fights Charlo now. But if he makes Charlo wait, Charlo could put him on his ass. Because Charlo's confidence, you saw how he beat Derenchenko. Charlo confidence went up to the moon. Y'all saw how Charlo's reaction after he beat Derenchenko, which showed that he respected Derenchenko and knew Derenchenko was a dog. His confidence went up to the moon. And Derenchenko beat Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, he did. He got robbed. So Charlo confidence went up to the moon. And Sergey Derenchenko's a bad boy. So, yeah, the longer he wait to fight Charlo, the worse it will be for the more dangerous Charlo becomes, without a doubt. without a doubt. He better get Charlo out there very soon. Yeah, I think he probably gonna do it within. He probably gonna fight Charlo within the next two or three fights. Because if he won't do that they're gonna make that fight. They should, for Canelo's sake. Because if he say he's gonna be around for 7 more years, Charlo going to eventually going to catch him, and that's not going to be. That's not going to be a fight Canelo is going to be favored in my eyes. Not if he wait, because Charlo's just going to get better. But that's it. What time is it? 8:34. Now I'm going to get on my new inversion table I just got. Beautiful spirits. Oseyande. Otekapin. Otekapin? Hopefully I'm saying that pronouncedly. I'm sure I'm not. Otekapin. Otekapin. But fellas, nice talking to y'all, of course. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'm getting out of here. Get ready for tomorrow. Do some stretches. Get some exercise in. And I see y'all motherfuckers on the rebound. And again, salute to Soul Canelo Alvarez. And peace and pugilism to everyone. Hit the like button, like and subscribe. Salute. Congratulations to Soul Canelo Alvarez over Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I'm saying? Nice one. You tried, bro. Yeah, I did, champ. My bad. You know what I'm saying? And man, I'm gonna see y'all out. I'm giving my new salute. And as I take y'all out, next time.